Beyond the trophy, exploring the role of hunting in conservation. Compelling and intriguing. Africa is a land of untamed beauty and a clashing tapestry of man and nature. Here, the roar of the lion echoes across savannas, and ancient traditions intertwine with the fight for survival. But can one of humanity's oldest practices, hunting, actually become a weapon for wildlife salvation? Join us as we journey beyond the trophy, venturing into the heart of a complex conflict where conservation meets community and survival collides with sustainability. Informative and objective, Africa's wildlife faces a multitude of threats: habitat loss, poaching, and the growing pressure of human populations. In this nuanced landscape, could hunting hold a key to conservation? This documentary delves into the controversial world of regulated hunting programs, exploring their potential to generate revenue for anti-poaching initiatives, empower local communities, and create incentives for wildlife protection. We'll hear from all sides of the debate, examining the ecological and ethical implications of this contentious practice. Emotional and evocative. Imagine the sun setting over a vast savanna, the silhouette of an elephant herd silhouetted against the fiery sky. Imagine the same scene marred by the tracks of poachers, the silence broken by the echo of gunshots. But amidst this struggle for survival, hope emerges. Can communities rise as guardians of their landscapes, harnessing the power of a regulated hunt to protect the very creatures that sustain them? This is a story of transformation, of finding common ground where the roar of the lion becomes a song of unity for humans and wildlife alike. Immersive and personal. Step off the beaten path and into the vibrant heart of Community Name. Here, where the wind whispers through ancient palms and the sun paints the earth in ochre hues, lives a people deeply woven into the fabric of the wild. Meet the guardians of the wildlife species, a community whose ancestors learned centuries ago the delicate dance between survival and sustainability. This is no ordinary tale of hunter and hunted. It's a testament to the wisdom of living in harmony with nature's rhythm. Informative and empowering. Imagine a future where communities thrive alongside thriving wildlife populations. It's not a dream, but a reality forged. Watch as generations-old traditions blend seamlessly with scientific knowledge, transforming hunting into a tool for conservation. We'll witness firsthand how their meticulous practices ensure sustainable wildlife populations, generate income for education and healthcare, and protect the very wilderness that sustains them. This is a story of empowerment, of communities taking ownership of their future, hand in hand with the creatures they respect. Evoking wonder and respect. A solitary elephant trumpets amidst the emerald embrace of the rainforest. In the distance, a young community member meticulously tracks its path, not with a gun in hand, but with the wisdom of elders and the respect of a steward. This is not a hunt, but a sacred dance, a ritual of observation and understanding. Join us as we unveil the secrets of communities that see themselves not as masters over nature, but as their humble partners, ensuring its delicate balance for generations to come. Intrigue and expertise. Beyond the thrill of the hunt lies a silent war room where the fate of a species hangs in the balance. Here, data becomes the weapon, and the battlefield is a vast expanse of wilderness. Meet the unsung heroes, the biologists and conservationists who decode the hidden language of the hunt. Through meticulous analysis of tracks, trophies, and tissue samples, they unravel the secrets of animal populations, their movements, their health, and their future. Informative and impactful. Every fallen horn and every shed antler tells a story. In the hands of skilled researchers, these remnants of the hunt transform into powerful tools for conservation. Watch as biologists unravel the mysteries of population numbers, migration patterns, and even disease outbreaks using data gleaned from hunting practices. Witness firsthand how this information guides crucial decisions, from setting sustainable quota limits to protecting vulnerable species and shaping a future where man and nature coexist. Passion and collaboration. There's a bridge being built, not brick by brick, but through dialogue and shared purpose. On one side stand the hunters, custodians of tradition and knowledge. On the other hand, scientists are guardians of data and scientific rigor. This unlikely alliance, forged in the crucible of conservation, holds the key to a sustainable future. Witness the collaboration, the respect, and the shared passion for wildlife as they unlock the secrets of the hunt, shaping a future where every fallen trophy becomes a victory for both man and beast. Facing the ethical dilemma, a balanced look at animal welfare and cultural traditions. Honest and unflinching. The roar of the rifle echoes across the savanna, leaving a trail of questions in its wake. Can the thrill of the hunt ever coexist with the sanctity of life? This is not a story for easy answers, but a journey into the ethical minefield surrounding hunting. We'll face the concerns head-on, from the pain inflicted on animals to the potential disruption of ecological balance. This is a conversation that demands empathy, open minds, and the courage to confront challenging truths. Informed and balanced, the debate surrounding hunting is a complex tapestry woven from threads of tradition, conservation, and animal welfare. In this segment, we'll unravel the arguments on both sides, examining the concerns about animal suffering, sustainability, and the potential for alternative livelihoods. We'll explore the perspectives of hunters, conservationists, and animal rights advocates, presenting a balanced view of the ethical questions swirling around this controversial practice. Thought-provoking and evolving. Is there a moral compass for the hunt? Or does it shift along with the sands of time, evolving with our understanding of nature and our place within it? Join us as we explore the changing landscape of ethical considerations surrounding hunting. We'll examine how cultural practices, scientific advancements, and growing concern for animal welfare are shaping the conversation. This is not a call for judgment, but an invitation to ponder, to evolve, and to find common ground amidst the complexities of our relationship with the wild. Humanizing the debate. Under the clash of ideologies lies a tapestry of stories, generations-old traditions passed down through whispers in the savannah, and city voices echoing concerns for the wild. In this segment, we meet the individuals who breathe life into the debate on hunting traditions. We'll hear from the Maasai elder whose spear once provided for his family and the animal rights activist who fights tirelessly for the voiceless. This is not a battle between right and wrong, but a human dialogue, a bridge built on understanding and the shared desire to protect the earth we inhabit. Balanced and respectful. From ancestral rituals to recreational pursuits, the history of hunting is etched into the fabric of human cultures. However, this tradition faces increasing scrutiny in the face of ethical concerns. This segment presents a balanced exploration of diverse perspectives on hunting traditions. We'll hear from indigenous communities who view it as a sacred right, alongside animal rights advocates who champion alternatives. The goal is not to find a singular answer, but to foster respect for differing viewpoints and ignite a conversation that can bridge the divide. Evolutionary and evolving. The hunter, the protector, the advocate, these labels are not set in stone, but evolve with the changing currents of knowledge and empathy. In this segment, we explore the shifting landscapes of hunting traditions, from their ancestral roots to their contemporary challenges. We'll witness indigenous communities adapting their practices to ensure sustainability and animal rights advocates embracing dialogue and collaboration. This is a story of constant learning and pushing boundaries while protecting our shared natural heritage. Hopeful and collaborative. Beyond the conflict lies a bridge, built not of concrete but of collaboration and compassion. In this segment, we explore innovative initiatives that seek to reconcile cultural traditions with ethical considerations, paving the way for a future where humans and wildlife coexist with respect. Witness communities adopting humane hunting practices, prioritizing swift and clean kills, and integrating animal welfare into their rituals. These are not concessions, but steps towards a brighter future where tradition evolves alongside empathy. Informative and empowering. Bridging the gap between cultural practices and ethical considerations requires knowledge and empowerment. This segment delves into initiatives equipping local communities with the tools and training for humane hunting practices. We'll see veterinarians teaching communities about minimizing animal suffering, biologists sharing sustainable quota calculations, and conservationists collaborating with hunters on wildlife monitoring. These are not handouts, but partnerships, empowering communities to become stewards of their own traditions and natural resources. Inspiring and transformative. Imagine a world where the echo of the hunt resonates not with pain but with respect. This is the vision driving initiatives that transform hunting rituals into conservation tools. We'll witness communities using trophy harvests to fund anti-poaching patrols, employing traditional tracking skills to monitor species health, and integrating reverence for nature into their practices. These are not mere tweaks, but transformations, where ancient tradition blossoms into a powerful force for the good of wildlife and humanity. The future of hunting in Africa, sustainable solutions, and emerging challenges. Exploring the impact of climate change, habitat loss, and population growth on hunting practices and wildlife populations. Framing the investigation. Intriguing and evocative. Across the earth, where ancient sands whisper tales of the past, a new chapter unfolds. The wind carries not just dust but also the tremors of change. The climate's grip tightens, habitats ebb and flow, and populations surge. In this shifting realm, where life is a constant dance between survival and adaptation, one tradition faces a crossroads: the hunt. Join us as we delve into shifting sands, a journey where the roar of the rifle meets the whisper of the dunes, and the very ground beneath our feet redefines the game. Informative and urgent. Imagine a savanna transformed, an ocean rising, and a forest receding. These are not distant nightmares, but the landscapes of tomorrow, reshaped by the forces of climate, man, and time. In this documentary, we explore the unseen impact of these changes on a practice as old as humanity itself, the hunt. We'll unravel the intricate web connecting shifting sands, dwindling resources, and the future of wildlife populations. This is not merely a story of survival but a call to action, a quest to understand how we, the hunters and the hunted, must adapt to thrive in a world on the move. Personal and reflective. Under the relentless sun, a lone hunter scans the horizon. The landscape he once knew has morphed, the familiar paths lost in the shifting sands. This is a story etched not just in maps and data, but in the hearts of those who live by the rhythm of the wild. We'll join them as they navigate a changing world where tradition collides with uncertainty and the hunt becomes a reflection of our own evolving relationship with the earth. This is a journey of questioning, learning, and redefining what it means to be both a predator and a protector in a world forever in flux. A crowded stage, when hunters, populations, and wildlife compete. Suspenseful and competitive. Imagine a stage bathed in moonlight, where not just predators stalk their prey but entire populations vie for resources. This is no gladiatorial arena, but the reality of our planet, where the hunt unfolds amidst a rising tide of human presence. In this high-stakes drama, we meet the players, the hunters, driven by tradition and sustenance, the wildlife struggling for survival, and the ever-growing chorus of humanity demanding its share. This is a crowded stage, where competition casts long shadows and the delicate balance between tradition, ethics, and survival hangs precariously in the air. Informative and insightful. Under the surface of seemingly endless landscapes, a silent struggle for space and resources intensifies. Hunters, once solitary figures in the wilderness, now find themselves sharing the stage with a surging human population and wildlife populations facing unprecedented pressures. This documentary delves into the complex dynamics of a crowded stage, where traditional practices collide with population growth, habitat loss, and changing ecological realities. We'll examine the intricate web of pressures impacting both hunters and hunted, seeking to understand the challenges and potential solutions in this evolving scenario. Personal and empathetic. A father whispers hunting tales to his son under the stars, unaware of the shadows creeping at the edges of their familiar forest. A villager watches with growing concern as the paths of her ancestors crisscross with the ever-expanding footprint of her community. This is a crowded stage, not just a competition for resources, but a human story of adaptation, conflict, and the search for coexistence. We'll join the individuals caught in this intricate web, their voices painting a poignant picture of the challenges and hopes at play on this crowded stage of life. Beyond the trophy, unveiling the hidden threats affecting hunters and hunted. Evocative and intriguing. Under the thrill of the chase, secrets whisper in the wind. Threats are not born of fangs or claws, but of shifting sands and rising tides. This is a journey beyond the trophy, where the stories of the hunter and the hunted intertwine, bound by a shared fate in a world on the brink. Join us as we unveil the hidden dangers that stalk both predator and prey, revealing the unseen enemies that endanger the very balance of life. Informative and urgent. Climate change. Habitat loss. Population rise. These are not distant dangers, but the silent assassins are threatening the delicate dance between hunters and the wildlife they pursue. In this documentary, we'll peel back the layers of tradition and expose the unseen forces disrupting the natural order. We'll meet the communities fighting to preserve their heritage, the biologists racing to understand the changing landscape, and the animals struggling to adapt. This is not just a story of survival, but a call to action, a collective quest to understand the hidden threats and forge a future where both hunters and hunted can thrive. Personal and reflective. An elder shares tales of the hunt etched in the grain of his face, his eyes reflecting a changing landscape. A young lioness nurses her cubs amidst the encroaching shadows of a growing city. This is a personal tapestry woven from the threads of tradition, resilience, and the fight for survival. We'll join individuals on both sides of the hunt, listening to their stories, witnessing their challenges, and uncovering the shared bond that connects them to the land and each other. This is a journey of empathy, understanding, and discovering a future where humans and wildlife can rise above the hidden threats and find unity in a world forever in flux. Exploring the impacts. Climate change. Evocative and intriguing. Across the savannah, a whisper stirs on the wind, not of lions or antelope, but of something far more subtle. It's the whisper of change, of shifting seasons, rising temperatures, and the silent dance of a planet in flux. In this realm, where tradition meets uncertainty, we turn our gaze to the hunt, a practice both ancient and fragile. Join us as we explore the unseen hand of climate, unraveling its impact on migrating herds, disrupted cycles, and the very ground beneath our feet. This is more than a story of trophies and kills. It's a testament to the interconnectedness of life, where hunter and hunted face a shared challenge, adapting to a world reshaped by the shifting sands of time. Informative and urgent. Imagine a map where familiar paths no longer lead to familiar prey. Imagine breeding seasons thrown off rhythm, food chains stretched thin, and ancient instincts failing to find their mark. This is not a dystopian fiction, but the reality unfolding for hunters and wildlife alike, etched by the brushstrokes of climate change. In this segment, we'll delve into the science behind the shift, tracing the impact of droughts, erratic weather, and rising temperatures on animal migration, breeding cycles, and ultimately, the success of the hunt. We'll hear from the men and women who know these landscapes best, the hunters who witnessed the changes firsthand, and the biologists racing to understand their implications. This is not merely a tale of hardship, it's a call to action, a quest for adaptation and the resilience that binds us all. Personal and reflective. A weathered hand traces the grooves on a rifle stock, each mark a story etched by years of tradition. But the landscape that unfolds before its owner's eyes is no longer the one his father knew. Drought cracks the earth like thirsty lips, and the animals, once predictable in their movements, dance to the erratic drumbeat of a changing climate. This is a human story, woven from threads of experience, adaptation, and the search for balance in a world where familiar rhythms give way to uncertainty. We'll join hunters whose practices are tested by the shifting sands, and whose knowledge is challenged by the whispers of the wind. This is a journey of empathy, of understanding the shared vulnerability of hunter and hunted, and the quest for a future where both can thrive amidst the storms that reshape our world. Habitat loss. Evocative and urgent. Where majestic forests whispered secrets to the wind, concrete now stretches, a stark sentinel of progress. Once bountiful fields, devoured by endless rows of crops, echo with the hollow clanging of human ambition. In this sculpted landscape, the script of life rewrites itself, lines blurring between predator and prey. Join us as we delve into the silent tragedy of habitat loss, where dwindling resources pit communities against the creatures they once shared the land with. Witness the desperate scramble for food, the escalating encounters born of desperation, and the whispers of conflict brewing on the edges of vanishing wilderness. This is not a battle cry, but a wake-up call, a plea for empathy and action before the curtain falls on a stage once teeming with shared life. Informative and actionable. Imagine a map where familiar trails lead to vanished forests, rivers choked by concrete veins, and the symphony of wildlife replaced by the monotone hum of urban sprawl. This is not a dystopian future, but the reality unfolding across our planet, fueled by the relentless advance of human expansion. In this segment, we explore the tangible consequences of habitat loss, from shrinking prey populations and disrupted migration patterns to the rise in human-wildlife conflict. We'll meet communities living on the front line, their livelihoods threatened by elephants raiding crops or tigers seeking refuge in encroaching villages. But amidst the challenges, we'll also find seeds of hope, where hunters who once sought their quarry now become protectors, leading the charge in habitat restoration and wildlife corridor projects. This is not just a chronicle of loss, it's a blueprint for collaboration, a reminder that even in the face of change, the power of unity can rewrite the script. Personal and reflective. An elder traces the weathered grooves of his hunting spear, his eyes reflecting a landscape transformed. The whispers of the forest, once vibrant with the language of life, now carry the mournful echo of vanished paths and silent trails. This is a human story, etched in the faces of those who witnessed the retreat of the wild from their doorstep. We'll join them in their struggle, listening to their anxieties, their fears for the future, and their flickering hope for a world where humans and wildlife can once again share the land. This is not a battle of right and wrong, but a journey of understanding, of acknowledging the shared vulnerability of hunter and hunted, and the desperate need for a bridge across the chasm carved by human expansion. For in the hearts of those who once sought sustenance from the wild, a new purpose can emerge, the purpose of becoming its steward, its protector, and the guardian of a shared future. Population growth, a crowded stage for humans and wildlife. Here are some compelling voiceover options for your population growth segment. Evocative and urgent. On a planet teeming with life, a new tide rises. Not ocean waves, but the tide of humanity, surging across landscapes once dominated by the wild. In this crowded stage, every resource becomes a prize, every shadow a potential conflict. We explore the growing pressure on fragile ecosystems, where the hunt, once a tradition, becomes a desperate scramble for survival. Witness the dwindling prey, the intensifying competition, and the looming specter of human-wildlife conflict, a clash born not of malice, but of sheer numbers. This is not a story of villains and victims, but a call to action, a quest for sustainable solutions in a world where every breath seems to echo the question, can we share this stage? Informative and actionable. Imagine a land where every footprint leaves a mark, not just on the soil, but on the delicate balance of life. As human populations swell, the demand for resources intensifies, casting a long shadow on sustainable hunting practices and pushing vulnerable species toward the brink. In this segment, we delve into the intricate web of population growth, exploring its impact on wildlife populations, habitat loss, and the potential rise in human-wildlife conflict. We'll meet communities struggling to balance tradition with survival, their livelihoods interwoven with the fate of the very animals they once hunted. But amidst the challenges, we'll also showcase innovative programs that offer a glimmer of hope, initiatives that empower communities with alternative livelihoods and promote sustainable land management. This is not merely a tale of conflict, it's a blueprint for coexistence, a reminder that with ingenuity and collaboration, we can rewrite the script on this crowded stage. Personal and empathetic. A young boy grips his father's hand, his eyes wide with wonder at the tale of a hunt, a tradition passed down through generations. But the whisper of a different story hangs in the air, a story of shrinking forests, disappearing prey, and the ever-present shadow of conflict. This is a human narrative, woven from threads of tradition, necessity, and the hope for a future where humans and wildlife can thrive together. We'll join families facing a precarious balancing act, their lives a reflection of the intricate connection between population growth and the fate of the wild. But amidst the hardship, we'll hear whispers of change, voices of communities embracing alternative paths, forging new relationships with the land they share with a multitude of creatures. This is a journey of understanding, empathy, and the shared responsibility to create a world where every life on this crowded stage has a chance to sing its song. Seeking solutions, weaving a tapestry of hope amidst change. Evocative and inspiring. On a planet shifting beneath our feet, whispers of hope rise above the echoes of change. In the face of challenges, unlikely hands clasp, forging alliances across the divides. Hunters, once seen as adversaries, join forces with conservationists and communities, weaving a tapestry of solutions for a shared future. Witness the seeds of collaboration taking root as data empowers informed hunting practices, technology bridges the gap between knowledge and action, and education rewrites the narrative, highlighting the interconnectedness of all life. This is not a story of endings, but of beginnings, a testament to the human spirit's ability to adapt, bridge gaps, and rewrite the script for a world where humans and wildlife can thrive together. Informative and actionable. Imagine a map where sustainable hunting practices dance in harmony with conservation efforts, informed by a symphony of data collected through technological advancements. In this segment, we explore the cutting edge of solutions, where GPS collars whisper location secrets, camera traps paint portraits of elusive creatures, and innovative data analysis guides informed management decisions. We'll meet the players in this collaborative theater, from hunters embracing ethical practices to community leaders weaving knowledge into education programs that raise awareness and respect for animal well-being. This is not merely a story of adaptation, it's a blueprint for action, a roadmap to a future where technology, knowledge, and collaboration hold the keys to unlocking sustainable coexistence. Personal and empowering. A young girl raises her hand in class, her eyes alight with newfound understanding. The hunter beside her nods, a smile creasing his withered face, for both have learned the language of respect, the dance of responsibility, and the power of shared knowledge. This is a human story, woven from threads of tradition, innovation, and a growing consciousness of our interconnectedness with the natural world. We'll join individuals on their journeys of transformation, from hunters embracing ethical practices to communities crafting educational programs that bridge the gap between cultures and perspectives. This is not a spectator sport, it's a journey of empowerment, a call to action that whispers to each of us, be the weaver, the collaborator, the bridge builder in this tapestry of solutions for a shared future. Alternative livelihoods. Evocative and hopeful. Beyond the echoes of the hunt, a new melody rises, humming with the promise of change. Where once footprints followed the chase, now paths wind through lush rainforests, leading travelers to the secrets of the wild. In villages, hands that once grasped rifles now carve intricate souvenirs, weaving stories of nature into vibrant tapestries. This is the song of alternative livelihoods, a chorus of hope carried on the wind, offering communities sustainable options to replace the hunt. Witness the transformation as ecotourism opens doorways to economic prosperity, conservation becomes a source of income, and the very act of protecting wildlife fuels a brighter future for all. This is not a story of endings, but of evolution, a testament to the human spirit's ability to rewrite the narrative and find harmony with the natural world. Informative and actionable. Imagine a map where ecotourism trails crisscross protected landscapes, each footprint contributing to conservation efforts. In this segment, we explore the burgeoning world of alternative livelihoods, from guiding nature walks and crafting wildlife-inspired handicrafts to managing reserves and fostering research opportunities. We'll meet entrepreneurs who have found success in this new terrain, communities embracing sustainable practices, and conservationists forging partnerships that empower local voices. This is not just a feel-good narrative, it's a blueprint for economic development, a roadmap to a future where protecting wildlife becomes a source of income and prosperity for those who share their land with the wild. Personal and empowering. A mother beams as her daughter guides tourists through the rainforest, her eyes sparkling with newfound knowledge. The elder beside them, once a seasoned hunter, now shares tales of his ancestors with an audience eager to learn. This is a human story, woven from threads of tradition, adaptation, and a growing awareness of the value of protecting nature. We'll join individuals on their journeys of transformation, from skilled hunters transitioning to ecotourism guides to communities building conservation-based businesses that offer sustainable alternatives to the hunt. This is not a spectator sport, it's a journey of empowerment, a call to action that whispers to each of us, be the voice, the advocate, the builder of a future where communities and wildlife thrive together. Wildlife management and tech solutions. Evocative and hopeful. Where tradition meets innovation, the whispers of the wild dance with the hum of technology. Drones paint portraits of migrating herds, their data whispers informing intelligent quotas. Camera traps, eyes unblinking in the darkness, reveal the secrets of elusive creatures, guiding informed management decisions. This is the dawn of a new era, where science embraces tradition and technology becomes the bridge between hunters and conservationists. Witness the rise of innovative solutions, from smart quotas based on real-time population data to genetic analysis ensuring sustainable harvesting practices. This is not a story of pitting progress against tradition, it's a testament to the human spirit's ability to adapt, embrace knowledge, and rewrite the narrative for a world where hunting and conservation can harmonize. Informative and actionable. Imagine a map where hunting zones pulse with dynamic boundaries dictated by real-time wildlife data. In this segment, we delve into the cutting edge of wildlife management tools, where GPS collars track animal movements, AI analyzes camera trap footage, and advanced population models guide informed hunting quotas. We'll meet the scientists and conservationists leading this charge, from developers crafting sophisticated software to hunters embracing data-driven practices. This is not just a theoretical concept, it's a blueprint for responsible wildlife management, a roadmap to a future where technology empowers sustainable hunting and strengthens conservation efforts. Personal and reflective. A weathered hand traces the grooves on a rifle stock, its owner's eyes mirroring the shifting landscape. He remembers the days of instinct and tradition, but now, his gaze rests on a tablet displaying precise population data. This is a human story, woven from threads of experience, adaptation, and a growing awareness of the delicate balance between tradition and responsibility. We'll join individuals on their journeys of embracing innovative solutions, from hunters learning to utilize tech tools to communities collaborating with scientists in data collection efforts. This is not a battle with winners and losers, it's a shared quest for understanding, a call to action that whispers to each of us, be the builder, the collaborator, the steward of a future where knowledge bridges the gap between hunting and conservation. Evocative and reflective. Beyond the echoes of the hunt, a deeper melody resonates. It is the whisper of a world in flux, where tradition and conservation dance a complex ballet. We've journeyed across landscapes, encountered communities grappling with change, and witnessed the delicate web of interconnectedness that binds human and animal destiny. This is not an ending, but a turning point, a call to action. Let us remember that the rifle and the camera, the poacher and the protector, exist not in opposition but on a spectrum of possibilities. In embracing collaboration, empathy, and innovation, we can rewrite the narrative, creating a future where the hunt becomes a tool, not a threat, and the stage echoes not with conflict, but with the shared symphony of life. Informative and actionable. As the curtain falls on our exploration, a blueprint remains, a map etched with the challenges and potential of hunting in a changing world. We've seen how collaboration bridges divides, how technology informs sustainable practices, and how alternative livelihoods offer communities a path forward. Now, the torch is passed to you. Advocate for informed policies, support ethical hunting practices, and champion innovation that empowers both conservation and livelihoods. Remember, this journey is not ours alone. It belongs to every community, every hunter, and every citizen who shares this planet with countless other species. Let us walk it together, with open eyes and resolute hearts, towards a future where the stage of life holds room for all. Personal and hopeful. A child gazes into the eyes of a majestic creature, her wonder a reflection of the hope rekindled. An elder smiles, his withered hand clasped in that of a young conservationist, bridging generations with a shared commitment to the wild. This is a human story, whispered in the rustling leaves, etched in the lines on withered faces, and carried on the wind of change. We leave you with the echoes of resilience, the promise of collaboration, and the unwavering belief that even in the shadows of challenges, the seeds of a brighter future are sown. Let us nurture them together, so that the stage of life may resonate not with the clash of conflict, but with the harmonious chorus of shared existence. Intriguing questions. Do you believe hunting can play a positive role in conservation? Why or why not? What surprised you most about the connections between hunting and conservation? Imagine a future where hunting and conservation are fully integrated. What would that look like? Action-oriented questions. What could individuals do to support ethical hunting practices and conservation efforts? How can we bridge the gap between different perspectives on hunting and conservation? Share a story or experience that highlights the complex relationship between humans, wildlife, and hunting. Personal reflection questions. What role does nature play in your life? How can we foster a deeper connection and respect for the natural world? What are your hopes and concerns for the future of wildlife and their relationship with humans?
Remember, we're all part of this journey together. Let's keep exploring, learning, and growing. Until next time, stay curious and keep spreading those positive vibes. Thanks for joining in. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment, and hit subscribe to stay tuned for more exciting content coming your way.